Welcome to Male Mind Unlocked. Imagine entering a crowded space where countless voices compete for attention. Most men try to impress with flashy words or exaggerated gestures, yet there is one figure who stands out without even trying. He does not raise his tone, he does not posture for the crowd, and still, people feel the pull of his presence. This is the foundation of Sigma attraction, a magnetism that cannot be faked, because it begins with an inner commitment to authenticity. In a society saturated with image manipulation and shallow performance, the Sigma man distinguishes himself by showing up exactly as he is. He does not adjust his personality to meet expectations, nor does he disguise his flaws. Instead, he embraces his individuality with confidence, and this unfiltered honesty becomes a rare source of appeal. Women, accustomed to men hiding behind roles, are disarmed by such raw sincerity. Authenticity alone, however, does not explain the full scope of Sigma's charm. What amplifies his presence is the confidence that flows from knowing himself. This confidence is not arrogance. It is not the loud self-promotion often seen in those desperate for validation. It is calm assurance, the steady knowledge that he does not need external approval to feel complete. Such composure naturally attracts because it signals strength, without aggression. It communicates stability in a world where many chase after fleeting approval. Layered into this foundation is his subtle sense of humor. He does not rely on rehearsed punchlines or forced jokes. Instead, he uses wit with precision, offering remarks that reveal intelligence and timing. His humor feels organic, never overbearing, and it strengthens connections without overshadowing sincerity. This skill demonstrates both awareness and creativity, creating a balance between lightness and depth. Yet the most striking element of his early impression is his silence. Unlike men who fear empty space, the Sigma embraces it. His quietness is not emptiness, but power. When he listens without rushing to respond, when he stands without unnecessary movement, people sense gravity. Women are intrigued not because he shouts, but because his silence feels deliberate, a silence that suggests thought, depth, and unspoken strength. Authenticity, confidence, subtle humor, and powerful silence weave together into the first layer of Sigma magnetism. These traits form the groundwork for everything that follows, establishing him as someone whose presence commands attention without demanding it. This is why the Sigma man's attraction is never shallow. It is built from qualities that endure, long after the first impression. While words can certainly influence, the Sigma man demonstrates that true presence often requires none at all. His body speaks a language that is impossible to ignore. The way he carries himself communicates assurance more effectively than any boast. He stands tall, shoulders aligned, movements measured and deliberate. Every gesture seems purposeful, every glance intentional. Women notice this difference immediately. They sense the confidence in his posture, the composure in his stance, and the sincerity in the way his eyes meet theirs. This is not showmanship. It is the embodiment of respect, a nonverbal reminder that he values the moment and the person he is engaging with. What deepens this impression is his unwavering loyalty to authenticity. While many bend under the weight of social trends or external approval, the Sigma man refuses to dilute who he is. His values are not costumes he wears depending on the audience. They are rooted in him, shaping every interaction with consistency. This quality creates a sense of reliability, allowing others to feel secure in his presence. In a culture that often prizes adaptability over integrity, his refusal to compromise becomes magnetic. Women find themselves drawn to this steadiness, appreciating that what they see is what they will always get. Equally captivating is his talent for listening. He does not simply wait for his turn to speak. He immerses himself in the words of others, paying attention to detail, tone, and emotion. This focused attention transforms simple conversations into meaningful exchanges. Those who speak to him feel acknowledged, even elevated, because he offers them the gift of undivided presence. Women, especially, sense the rarity of such patience and depth in dialogue, and it leaves a lasting impression. Another striking element of his character is his emotional resilience. Life inevitably brings challenges, but where others might react with volatility, he remains steady. His composure under pressure reflects a balanced inner world, a refusal to be controlled by impulse. This stability does not mean detachment. He experiences emotion, but he channels it rather than being consumed by it. In times of stress, his presence becomes a source of calm for those around him. Women often interpret this steadiness as strength, appreciating the reassurance of someone who will not collapse when difficulties arise. Together, these traits form a second layer of Sigma magnetism: confident body language, unwavering authenticity, deep listening, and emotional resilience. Each element reinforces the others, creating a presence that cannot be easily ignored. With every interaction, the Sigma man establishes himself not as someone chasing attention, but as someone who naturally commands it. His attraction is not loud or fleeting. It is subtle, grounded, and enduring. Beneath the surface of quiet strength lies a quality that defines the Sigma man's most compelling aura: independence. He does not build his identity around the need for validation, nor does he rely on others to provide direction. His sense of self is firmly grounded, and this autonomy makes his presence refreshing in a culture saturated with imitation. Women are drawn to the certainty that he is not seeking to be completed by someone else. Instead, he brings his own goals, passions, and vision into any partnership, transforming relationships into equal journeys rather than dependencies. This independent spirit flows into his approach to interaction. Conversations with him rarely follow predictable scripts. He avoids shallow pleasantries and chooses to venture into meaningful dialogue, asking questions that challenge the mind and spark curiosity. The Sigma man thrives on originality. Whether discussing personal dreams, cultural shifts, or philosophical questions, he elevates the exchange beyond routine chatter. This unconventional approach stands out in a world where too many conversations feel rehearsed. Women find themselves captivated by the freshness, leaving each interaction with a sense of discovery. Mystery adds yet another dimension. He never reveals everything at once. His quiet confidence, paired with his deliberate restraint, fuels intrigue. The less he discloses immediately, the more others want to understand him. This enigmatic quality is not manipulation, but a natural extension of his character. He allows people to uncover layers gradually, and this steady unfolding creates anticipation. Curiosity becomes attraction, and attraction deepens with every revelation. Alongside mystery and independence comes intellectual engagement. The Sigma man is not satisfied with superficial exchanges. He possesses both curiosity and knowledge, which allows him to move fluidly between topics. Rather than speaking to impress, he speaks to connect. He values dialogue that stimulates thought and builds mental rapport. Women are especially drawn to this because it provides both connection and challenge. Being with him feels like entering a world where conversations matter, where ideas expand and bonds grow stronger through shared discovery. Finally, he is not afraid of calculated risk. While he appreciates solitude and balance, he also knows that growth often requires stepping into the unknown. When opportunities present themselves, he weighs the odds, prepares for outcomes, and then acts decisively. This courage adds an element of unpredictability that is deeply attractive. Women sense that life with him will never be stagnant. Instead, it will be marked by adventure, new horizons, and the thrill of exploration. These qualities of independence, originality, mystery, intellectual depth, and fearless risk-taking form the third layer of Sigma magnetism. They move him far beyond surface-level charm into a realm where attraction is rooted in both curiosity and respect. He becomes not just a man to notice, but a man to remember. What ultimately separates the Sigma man from the countless personalities vying for attention is not only his charisma or independence, but the values that anchor him. Respect forms the foundation of his interactions. He acknowledges the dignity of others, treating conversations as opportunities for mutual growth rather than contests of ego. This respect is not selective or conditional. It is a core part of his character, visible in the way he engages with people from all walks of life. Women in particular notice this quality because it creates an atmosphere of safety, equality, and genuine appreciation. Patience further strengthens his presence. In a culture that often celebrates speed, the Sigma man chooses depth over haste. He does not rush into relationships or force connections. Instead, he allows bonds to develop naturally, investing the time necessary to build trust. This deliberate approach communicates confidence, showing that he values quality over immediacy. Women find reassurance in this rhythm, sensing that with him, every connection carries meaning and potential longevity. Equally powerful is his moral compass. He is guided by principles that remain steady regardless of circumstance. While others may bend when pressure mounts, he stands firm, unwilling to compromise his convictions. This integrity makes him reliable, someone whose word carries weight. In moments of uncertainty, his steadiness provides clarity, and those around him recognize the rare strength of a man who will not abandon his values for convenience. Such consistency is magnetic in a world where many shift their identity depending on the situation. When all of these qualities combine respect, patience, integrity, and emotional depth, the result is an attraction that transcends surface charm. The Sigma man becomes more than a mysterious figure. He becomes a symbol of stability, authenticity, and strength. His presence leaves an impression that lingers long after the first encounter, shaping how others define true connection. Yet here lies the deeper message. These qualities are not exclusive to one archetype. Anyone can cultivate respect, embrace patience, uphold integrity, and carry themselves with quiet confidence. Attraction is not a trick reserved for a select few. It is an art that emerges when authenticity and principle guide behavior. The Sigma man embodies this, but the lesson is universal. And now, if you want to see how these traits play out in ways that go even further, look to the video appearing at the center of your screen. There, we explore the next chapter of Sigma psychology, where mystery and mastery intersect. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the insights ahead, because this journey is only beginning, and each step brings you closer to unlocking the power of presence, respect, and lasting charisma.